Okay, so for this one, Ara Lee, it calls to be played on suspended cymbal. So unless you have a drum set at home, you probably don't have a way of practicing on a cymbal, which is fine. You can certainly play it on your snare drum. But the technique you use to play a roll on the snare drum is different than the cymbal. So I think in your book it says to use a rapidly alternating stick pattern to use on the cymbal. So when we roll on the snare drum, we will use the multiple bounce strokes, where you just kind of let the stick bounce on the drum head. And you can practice that with eighth notes first to start out with, which you know. But when you play it on the cymbal, you'll want to eventually try increasing the speed, which you can use a metronome to practice that. So if you start slowly at like 80 beats per minute and then gradually increase like 1 or 2 clicks at a time, you'll hardly even notice that you're going faster. So eventually your book will teach you about 16th notes. I'm not exactly sure what page that's on, but 16th notes go twice as fast as eighth notes. So instead of playing 2 eighth notes per beat, you would play 4 16th notes per beat. So we count 16th notes like this: 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So here's your beat: 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's eighth notes: 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Here's 16th notes: 1 E and a, 2 E and a, 3 E and a, 4 E and a. So here's what just plain 16th notes on the drum would sound like. So eventually to play the roll, then you would add in the bounces. So that's essentially what we're going to do for Ara Lee. So you can practice just with eighth notes with the double bounce and try increasing the speed. And then you can work on 16th notes slowly and then gradually increasing the speed. And then you add the multiple bounce with that. So when you do practice your eighth notes, you can practice them with the bounces because you know how to do that. Then just go to just plain 16th notes. And then when you get to about 80 beats per minute, which is what I'm going to play Ara Lee on, you can, then probably go back to like 60 or something and then start adding those multiple bounces in and then trying to gradually increase to about 80. So the other thing that's tricky with this one is the dynamics, which I could tell you were playing in your recording. And the other challenging thing with this is that it's just when you're rolling for so long, it's really hard to keep track of where you are and your beats and your count. So I think playing with the metronome will help. So I'm going to do this one just a little bit slower at 80 beats per minute. One, 2, 3, 4. So there was a hold there at the end, so I held it a little bit longer. So I hope that's helpful to you. I know I'm kind of getting ahead of ourselves here with teaching you the drum roll. Like I said, I don't know what page they teach that the 16th notes on, but you're good, you're smart, you pick up on things quickly, and I think that you can work on this. And I think it'll be good for you to start working on the drum roll. So have fun, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Take care. Bye.